Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing so well and so fantastic. It's been a couple weeks since I did a vlog, so I'm back doing another one. We're gonna start, not soon, but eventually in the next couple of months, getting away from like these kinds of traditional vlogs and moving on to some more interesting things. I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to tell you guys what it is, and then the production on them takes a couple of months. So it's going to be a little while out, but just kind of keep that in mind that like these vlogs to me are like the holding place for some really exciting stuff that's going to come in the future. So I'm really excited about those, and I really can't wait to like tell you guys what I've been up to. But because of that, I have been traveling a lot, and I will continue to travel a lot, specifically like on weekends, and it kind of affects my streaming schedule sometimes. So there will be weeks where like I'll stream every day for like 5 to 7 days in a row, and then there will be times where like I won't stream maybe for upwards of almost a week because of work and some different things that I'm doing. I have this is my normal hair. This is my natural, well, obviously not the color because it's the rainbow, but it's fading. See that? But this is my like natural curly hair, and it like, I feel like a lion that's like stuck its finger in a light socket. It's very like, it's very distracting, and I don't know how to fix it. There. Back to the story. So I have been traveling a lot lately, and I don't mind at this point traveling because I've been doing a lot of it. So flying and all of that stuff is not that bad for me. What is bad for me is airport security. And I will tell you guys how it all started, but you can always refer back to the original Tumblr post that I posted a couple of months back, and some people on Tumblr were like, hey, you should actually put this in a video because people should know about what happened. It's a funny story. At the time, I was very, very annoyed, and I was not laughing, but right. So I have a lot of issues with airport security, and I don't know if as a result of the first incident that happened, if I am on a list. I don't know if maybe I just look like a sketchy character, if I look like I am a troublemaker. I don't know if maybe I just look nice, and so they feel like I'm an easy person to like approach and like randomly test because I'm not gonna like throw a fit about it. I have no idea why this happens to me literally every trip. Maybe not at every airport, but at least once every trip I get stopped by airport security. So a couple of months back, I was on a trip and I was flying home, and occasionally I will bring with me my Nintendo 64. So different reasons. I know that I brought it to PAX Prime because we did like a little Mario Kart thing at an event that I was at, so I brought that. Other times I bring it just because it's fun to travel with it and to bring it out and bust it out and have some N64 time because it's my favorite console ever. So I occasionally will travel with either my laptop or my N64 depending on what I'm traveling for. So I'm very good with security at this point. I pull my liquids out, I take my shoes off, I get, my laptop or my N64 out. Everything's good to go through. I don't wear like a lot of jewelry. I don't keep change in my pocket. Like I am an ideal traveler in my mind. I don't take like 1,000 years to get through security. Like I got my stuff, let's do this, let's go through. So that's what had happened. I had all my stuff, I went through security, and I was dressed almost identical in what I'm wearing now. I had like just a regular t-shirt on, and I had jeans on with, they had buttons on the back. So when I went through the body scanner, the thing where you like stand like this and whatever they scan for metals and I don't know, whatever they scan for. I stepped out, and the TSA agent said, we've detected metal on your body. It's probably the buttons on the back of your jeans, but we need to swipe your hands. So it's like, I don't know, big deal. So they swipe my hands, they put it through the machine, and I just instinctively go to walk out because it's happened to me before, and it was never a big deal. So I go to walk out, and another TSA agent stops me and says, I'm sorry, ma'am, you're not allowed to leave. And I was like, what? And I turned around, and on the monitor where she'd put through the swipes from my hand, it was really big and red, and it said residue detected, which apparently from talking to them, it's like residue like for bomb making, like they make something, I don't know what, glycerin or something. I looked that up. Apparently that's like in soaps and lotions. But yeah, so it said residue detected, and they're like, ma'am, you're gonna have to come with us. And I was like, okay. So I was like, well, my stuff's over there. They're like, no, just leave your stuff. Leave it. I said, okay. And so then they asked me to point out what was mine, and I pointed everything out. And then another agent grabbed it and put it on a table to the side. So then 2 female TSA agents escorted me to like this boxed room. It was like in the security area, but it was like a cubicle, but it had a door on it and like all sides, and it was frosted glass, so no one could see in and I couldn't see out. So I go into this room and I sit down in a chair, and obviously I don't have my shoes on. So the TSA agent, one of them, starts to try to like take my shoes apart to make sure that there's like not hidden compartments or things in the shoes that I was like trying to sneak into the airport. And then the other TSA agent begins to question me about, you know, where have you been? What have you done? Who have you been talking to? What did you come here for? And I mean, I answered everything very calm. I didn't cry or anything. And I was trying to like make a joke out of it. And so I laughed at one point and I was like, oh, this must happen all the time. And the TSA agent looked at me and she was like, no, this does not happen all the time. They were not amused at all. So after they questioned me initially about why I was there and what happened, they asked me to stand up. So stand up, and they said, you know, you need to put your feet shoulder length apart, you need to hold your arms out or down or whatever they had me do. And then one of the female TSA agents begins to tell me very graphically how they're going to like in-depth pat me down. And keep in mind, it's not like anything super creepy like what they tell you like in the movies where they're like, bend over, and like it's like nothing like that, like clothed, the whole thing. But they do like pat like your wire and your bra down to make sure that you don't have anything there. They do like swipe down your legs. And I will take a break from this right now to like commend TSA. A lot of people give TSA crap for like, oh, they touched me or they did this, and like they're there to protect us. That is what they're there for. And if there's an incident like what happened to me where there was apparently something on my hands that raised some red flags, then they do need to do a thorough job and make sure that they are protecting the other people on the plane or in the airport or whatever the case may be. So I will commend TSA on that. I never felt uncomfortable other than like it was just super embarrassing to like be pulled aside from like everybody in front of everyone. But they did do a very good job. So while they're doing their job and they're telling me very graphically, like, now when I get to like this area, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. And when I get to this area, I'm going to do this, this, and this. I don't do good with like people being very scientific, and when they get to like your boobs, they don't say like your boobs, and when they get to like your junk, they don't say like, okay, when I get to your lady business, like they say like graphic words, and I like could not help but act like a 5-year-old and like giggle. So at one point during this very intense like, now ma'am, when I get to this, I'm gonna blah blah blah, I was like, can you just like say boobies and lady bits? I mean, do we really need to be this formal? And again, TSA did not think I was funny. Like I wasn't trying to take it as a joke. I was just trying to make it as enjoyable as possible. So after we get done with this like very intense pat down, they start, you know, asking me again, like, no, where did you go when you got in the airport? Where did you go? And I was like, I just went to the bathroom. I printed out my ticket and I came through security. I haven't been anywhere else. Like, I didn't talk to anybody when I got here other than the agents, and that's it. And they said, okay. So then they're like, all right, well, now we need to look through all of your stuff. So for some reason at this point, they've deemed me not a threat. So they take me back out to in front of everyone in the line waiting to get through like the metal detectors, and they start going through my luggage, which is not like, oh, they're just like rifling through it. Like, no, they're taking out every single item in my luggage and swiping down every single item in my luggage. So like other pairs of shoes and clothes and underwear and bras and makeup cases and anything, hair dryers, hair straighteners, anything that I had in my luggage, they were like wiping down. And they weren't like being obnoxious about it, but like I don't want someone to like rifle, like I would have rather them rifled through it in a private area than like had to do it in front of like a whole group of people, which makes me wonder, like, had they found something, why would you find it? You're finding it in the middle of like a huge group of people. Like, wouldn't you freak people out? Like, if you found something bad, Like in front of all these people. That sounds like a horrible idea. Whatever. So they went through my luggage. Obviously, luggage was clean. They get to my backpack where my N64 was to the side, but the guy who was looking through my backpack with my N64 and all my controllers and my game cartridges and stuff, he looked at me and he was like, "What is this?" And I go, "It's a Nintendo." And he goes, "Yeah, but nobody has these anymore." And I was like, "Right, I do, and I like mine." And he was like, "This is really a Nintendo." I'm like, "Yeah." So then he starts like trying to like not break it but pull it apart because I think he thinks that there's something, I don't know what he thought was in there, but it was not a legitimate N64, and it was. Ugh! I was like standing there biting my nails like, "Do you please, God, oh God, don't push on that, oh God, oh no, can you So finally he deems again that, like I said, it was a normal Nintendo 64. Puts it back in my backpack. Same thing with the controllers. Pulling out all the controllers, untangling all the wires, which like I'm OCD about keeping my stuff like nice and wired. Pulling all the wires apart, game cartridges, wiping all of them down, like everything. So finally, after like a 25-ish minute process maybe, I'm done. I have been patted down, my luggage has been gone through, I have been swiped and searched, and my stuff has been gone through. I'm done. So they deem me, "You are clear. We don't know what happens, but you are good to go." So I leave, you know, I get on my plane, get home, no problem. And ever since then, I kid you not, every single trip, I get stopped by TSA. At least once. I have had metal in my thigh. I was wearing shorts and I had metal in my thigh. I've been stopped for metal in my hair twice. Twice I've been stopped for metal in my hair. There's nothing in here. I have no metal in my hair. I have no metal in my hair. I've had like pants. Like I stopped wearing jeans at all. I stopped wearing metal when I go to the airport. Like I wear yoga pants and a t-shirt because I don't want to get stopped. I'm trying to make this as easy for myself as possible. So I've like stopped I don't hardly wear jewelry when I go to the airport anymore. So that's a thing. I've had metal like in my like pockets, but I was wearing yoga pants, so there was something in my pockets. I have been stopped for everything, and sometimes it's funny. Like occasionally I get like a humorous TSA agent. So one time I had metal in my hair, and he was like, "Ma'am, you shows that you have metal in your hair." And I looked at him and I was like, "Do you want to feel my hair? Because there's no metal in here." And he was like, "No, ma'am, you know, you have to wait for a female agent." And I was like, "Let's just be honest. It's because you hate redheads, isn't it?" And the TSA agent told me, "Ma'am, everybody hates redheads." That was his response to me. And he was laughing and he was being very lighthearted about it. So I didn't take it like personally. I know he was joking, but that's happened. It has been insane. The most ridiculous time that it's ever happened since then, and literally I've probably been like, including round trips, so maybe like if I took 5 trips, 10 different airports, I've probably been, I would say about 10 different occasions where I've been in airports since this has happened. And it's been at least 5 times since then where I've had the metal in my hair twice. I've had it in my thigh once. One time I got through security and I was amazed at the fact that I got through security, and I was like, "Oh, maybe my curse is over. Maybe this is fixed and I'm not on like some crazy list anymore and I'm not gonna have problems." I kid you not. I was boarding the airplane. Had my ticket, had my like backpack on my back, was getting ready. I was like 4 people from handing my ticket to the gate agent and walking onto the airplane. And randomly, TSA decides to show up and start scanning random passengers. And they pulled me aside and they were like, "Ma'am, we're gonna need to look through your belongings." Are you bananas right now? I just looked at them and I was like, this is a setup. This is a setup. You guys, literally, I was getting ready to get on the plane and they pulled me aside to not get on the air. I have no idea. If someone works at TSA that watches my videos, if you could like leave a comment down below to tell me how this happens, or like, do I just in fact have that bad of luck? Is it that I look sketchy? Is it that like there's like some physical, like they're like, "Oh, women who are 5'4" and green eyes, they are suspects Is there like a Russian spy who looks like me? And maybe that's why? Like, do I have like some crazy like fugitive on the run that's a doppelganger and that's why I have no idea. I wish I knew, but it happens to me every single time I fly. At least once on a round trip it happens in an airport where I have metal somewhere, and like now it's not to the point where they're like, oh, you have metal, and they pat you down and they let you go, which is fine. But I can't believe that many passengers who fly get stopped. Number one. And number two, I can't believe that it happens to me every time. Like, there has got to be something going on. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's at this point it's funny. Like, at this point it is legit funny. But the time I got pulled over by the gate agent, and you can't get upset, right? Because they're there for your security. They are there to help you. So I understand it and I get it. And I like appreciate it. I think TSA is doing a great job. I think that security is very important in airports, whatever. But like, I feel picked on. I don't know why either. Like, I don't know why. I'd already gone through security. They had already scanned my bags. They'd already monitored my body and deemed that I was safe and within all regulations to get on my airplane. And they show up at the gate and they start pulling random passengers aside, and I'm one of them. Like, seriously, there has got to be something going on. And I don't know why. I don't know why. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And the funniest part about it is that now at my airport, I have made friends with TSA agents. Like, they have seen me so many times, and they have like joked about like, oh, what's she gonna have wrong with her today? That I literally know some of them by name now. And I would like to appreciate and take the time to call them out. So thank you, Lambert TSA agents, for at least making this a very humorous process. But I legit don't know what's going on. I don't know. So I just thought it was a funny story you guys would enjoy hearing. I sit next to some interesting passengers. I had a 75-year-old woman on my last flight tell me that I needed to wear more glitter. I needed to put lip liner on to be more attractive. And I need to like use this comb on my eyebrows, apparently. But she looked not a day over 55, and she was 75, and I feel like maybe I should take her advice. I have no idea, but she told me all kinds of stuff from growing up, and it happened. So maybe I should start like documenting the people that I sit next to on planes, or I should start videoing it. I don't know. Like, I travel with my video camera, but I don't know what to do. I like feel like maybe I should wear like a GoPro when I go through security or something, because I feel like nobody believes me that this is a real thing that happens to me every time I fly, but it is a real thing. And it didn't start until that one incident where I got pulled to the side because they said I had residue on my hands, which I still don't know how it got there. Like, literally that day, I got up, I went to lunch, I went to the bathroom and washed my hands, drove to the airport, went to the bathroom again, washed my hands. I had a lot to drink at lunch, don't blame me. Then I went through security, and then that's when they told me something had happened. I have no idea what happened. I don't know what I touched. I don't know anything about anything. Maybe it was like a faulty thing. Maybe there was really nothing wrong with me. I don't know. But I just wish that I could fly peacefully, is what I wish. Is that possible? Can we do that? Can we figure it out? I enjoy flying. Again, I think TSA is doing a great job. Thank you, TSA, for all of your wonderful work and not making me feel creeped out when I go to the airport. But please, I am a safe person. I don't have shenanigans going on that affect the safety of others. I just am a girl who wants to travel with her N64 and her laptop and get from one place to the other. I won't even talk to people anymore if that's the problem. Like, I'm not a shifty character. I don't even have a parking ticket on my record. I don't even have, like, true story, I don't even have a parking ticket on my record. I have nothing. I am a normal person. I'm a normal American citizen. And I don't know why TSA continues to pull me aside. I just don't know. But it is what it is, and I hope that you guys enjoyed the story and at least maybe someone out there has had the same thing happen to them and I'm not alone. Maybe I'm about to get pulled aside for some government program. I don't know. I don't know. That's the vlog. I'm going to be gone again for about a week next week, so I won't be streaming, but I'm going to be doing a couple different things. I'll be playing live on the Glittercraft server, so if you are a subscriber on Twitch, I will be on there occasionally. Just keep looking at my Instagram and my Twitter, and you guys can find out what crazy business I'm going to be on 4 flights next week, so let's hope. Let's all cross our fingers that I can get through one trip without being pulled aside. So that's that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in game, maybe in an airport soon. Who knows? If you see me, I'm probably the girl that's being pulled aside by TSA. So